Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, good more Sunday morning, good later in the week morning, afternoon, or evening. Whenever you come in and join us, we are grateful to have you and thank you for being part of our congregation, our virtual congregation. I'm Reverend Judy Hildebrand, and along with Reverend Kathy Kellogg, we serve as the ministers here at Unity of Mesa. Leading our meditation this morning is a board member, not Rev, he could be, Arne Richardson, and our musicians are Jeanne MacLaughlin, who serves as the minister at Unity of Sun Lakes, and Dennis Hubert, our music director. We're grateful to have them join us. Now, let's take a moment for our opening prayer. Our affirmation is, I am open to experiencing transformation. So I want you to take a breath a minute and think about it. Are you really open to experiencing transformation? Because once you start to claim it, you're going to start to experience it. So take a deep breath in. Is this what you're willing to do? And let it out. And then, if you're willing, let's affirm it together. Ready? I am open to experiencing transformation. And so you are. Now, let us take it away with the song, I have decided to live in love.
Now join me in singing a song I wrote, I have decided to live in love. I have decided to live abundantly. I have decided to live in joy. I have decided to live in peace. I have decided to live in love. I have decided to live abundantly. I have decided to live in joy. I have decided to live in peace. I have decided to live in love. I gotta save my life, changed a lot the day I rearranged my thoughts. I got more love, joy, and peace. Now I'm thinking thankfully. I have decided to live intentionally. I have decided to live in truth. I have decided to live in freedom. I have decided to live in strength. I gotta save my life, changed a lot the day I rearranged my thoughts. I found more truth, freedom, and strength. Now I'm thinking thankfully. I close my eyes and look inside. I realize my heart's my guide. I have decided to live abundantly. I have decided to live in joy. I have decided to live in peace. I have decided to live in love. I have decided to live in love. I have decided to live in love.
And does everybody know what Sunday this is? That's right, first Sunday of the month. And what do? Birthday celebration. So if you're a Sunday birthday, wave to us. Sunday, September birthday, wave to us. Yes, I'm a September birthday. I'm going, wow, I'm getting older. Many, many journeys around the sun. And today we get to celebrate ourselves, all of us September birthdays. So let's join in together with our happy birthday song.
Happy birthday to you. There's no one like you, uniquely created. I love knowing you. I bless you with life and abundance galore. God bless you, my loved one, and have many more.
So blessed to have you here. It's time for things for you to know. Fellowship continues in our virtual garden. It's right after service. We join in with discussion and laughs, catching up with each other, getting to know each other for those of us who didn't know each other as much. So even if you're new in the community, stop in. You can sign up on our website, unityofmesa.org, for the link so that you can join us today on Sunday, if you're listening on Sunday morning. If you would like our prayer chaplains to pray for you or someone you care about, go to our Unity Cares page under the Ministries tab for prayer request forms. There you will also find information on direct prayer support and other spiritual support that we offer. And talking about prayer, every year Unity churches all over the world come together for 24 hours to pray and lift up the world in an event called World Day of Prayer. The power of collective prayer is powerful and makes a difference in lives. This year's theme is From Fear to Faith, really appropriate right now. This special event will be offered online through Unity Worldwide on September 9th through 10th. And here at Unity of Mesa, we will be doing an evening meditation on September the 9th virtually, and an evening meditation on September the 10th virtually to close it up. And you can go to our website to find it on our website, or to find the link to Facebook on our website for it. Then during the day on September the 10th, we will be holding a prayer vigil in the garden, the real garden out back. It'll be open for a few hours early in the morning from, I believe, 6:30 to 9:30, and again in the evening from 5:30 to 7:30, to give you a chance to light a candle. We know many, many of you have lost loved ones and have not been able to have services for them. You weren't there to be with them as they passed, and there have not been services held. So if you would like to come in just to light a prayer for those that have made their transition during this time of COVID, and you would like to just have that moment of silence in a sacred space, we invite you to come in. And anyone else who would like to light a candle for hope, for Black Lives Matter, for our political system, for anything, I invite you to come and just light a candle. We will be available to do prayer. Someone will be there available for prayer with you personally if you would like that. And it's a time where you can just come in and sit in this very peaceful, beautiful space and have some meditation and contemplation time. Times and registration are on our website, and we do request that you register just in case, just so we don't have too many people on site at a time. And in case we do have to move inside, we know we will have limited space. We have to move inside because of inclement weather. Then we want to make sure that we've got it spaced out enough. Then the other thing happening coming up this week, besides World Day of Prayer on Thursday, will be the White Allies group will be starting up on Wednesday, either this week or next week. You have to check, I'm sorry. It'll be a week from Wednesday. So this is really an aspiring White Allies group. I have talked I talked about this last Sunday. Reverend Kathy and I have been playing with the idea of what do we as a community do, a community that believes that we are all interconnected, a community that believes in each and every person's value and worth. And what has this experience been like for some of our congregants who are Black? And so Kathy and I have met with them the last 2 Sundays and asked them to share their life experiences as a Black person in the United States. Our hearts have been open. I have left close to tears and heaviness, and at the same time feeling a sense of connection that I've never felt with them. And to watch them, to watch and listen to their anger, their joys, their hopes, their aspirations, their disappointments, as some of our seniors, our Black seniors, are talking to our younger Black people and going, really, that's still happening? We were working to fix that in the 50s and 60s. So to listen to this and to realize and recognize their life experiences have not been the same as white people's experiences due to some very systemic issues within our country. So our invite is to have our white congregants come together in similar fashion, the white congregants who are willing to do some education of themselves. There are things that I thought I was well caught up on. I thought I had an understanding of. I thought I was very knowledgeable. And as I have studied this summer and worked with it this summer, there's way more than what I know out there that is happening. And I think it behooves all of us to have an understanding of what white privilege means, why Black Lives Matter right now is such an important phrase. So if you are willing to come together to be part of a group that is interested in dismantling the racism in this country, and we are keeping it narrow, we are keeping it at black and white at this moment just because it is, we want to do it effectively, and if we get too broad, Kathy and I will get pulled in too many different directions, and the group will too. So we are starting right here, right now, because we believe that all peoples of all colors, of all sexual orientation, all of that, we believe they all are valuable and inherent, have inherent worth, and that there are systemic laws that do not support them the same that white people are supported. And we're going to start right now with this piece that we feel we can bite off. We are using materials developed at Unity of San Diego over the last 3 years, as they have worked with this for a 3-year term with their Black congregants and their white congregants. And at the end of our time in our groups, we are going to come together with our white allies and our Black congregants to come together to look at where do we go from here. So if you are interested, there's more information on the website, and we would love to have you join the group. There will be homework. We meet every other week so that you have plenty of time to do the homework. So even though we are not physically in our buildings, we continue to care for our physical location and do the work to keep us connected and ready to return whenever that may be. We are so grateful for all the ways that you show up in the world at this time, through your prayers, your affirmations, and letting your light shine and giving from your abundance. Together we can enlighten, empower, and energize one another to uplift our world through a greater expression of God. There are many ways to financially support the spiritual community, indirectly by ordering books through our website, adding Unity Church of the East Valley as your favorite charity on Smile Amazon and Fry's Rewards, or directly through online giving using the Give Plus app, or by sending a check, and we do pick up the mail every day. All this info and more can be found on our website, unityofmesa.org. If you are watching on YouTube, just click the link in the description. And now, take your gift of love in your hands and say with me our offering blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Spirit of Abundance. And now, let us prepare for meditation.
Good morning, friends and family. Before we begin this morning's meditation, I want to take a moment and acknowledge the commitment of Unity of Mesa to meditation and prayer. Every week we take time out to ground ourselves, get centered, both individually and collectively. And it's a long tradition of unity. And it's one of the things that I like the most. And I'm so glad that we're all here to be able to meditate together. And I'm grateful that I've been asked to meditate with you this morning. So with that in mind, it's time to center yourselves, however it is that you do that. Probably close your eyes, take a deep breath, let your body relax. As you slip into the silence, just open yourself up to the possibility of transformation. Relax. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Another deep centering breath. And release it along with your worries and thoughts for the day. Drop into your heart and allow the silence to flow into you. Today, we are open to transformation, individually and collectively. We center ourselves and breathe into the possibility. As we continue to breathe slowly in a relaxed manner, we return to our present surroundings. I am open to transformation. Blessings on us all as we remain open to spiritual growth. And so it is.
Join Jeanne and me in singing a song by Barb Horton, I Am the Light of the World.
Barb wrote this song with sacred geometry. And so the chords, everything, it's very meditative. And we're going to sing the first 3 verses, and you join in with any verse you want to on top of it, or sing harmony with us. I am the light of the world, I am whole and divine, I am the light of the world, I am whole and divine, I am the light of the world, I am whole and divine, I am the light. And so it is, and so it is, so it is, and so I am the light of the world, I am whole and divine, I am the light of the world, I am whole and divine, I am the light of the world, I am whole and divine, I am the light. And so and so it is, and so it is, and so I am the light of the world, I am whole and divine, I am the light of the world, I am whole and divine, I am the light of the world, I am whole and divine, I am the light.
thank you, all three of you. Thank you so much. Love that meditation and the music. It's just such a blessing to have all three of you with us. And now it's time for our lesson today. The lesson is the beginning of our new series, and it's all about the intelligent heart. So this is a picture of the book. And Kathy picked the book out, and I just kind of said, yeah, that's fine, and got around to reading it last week when I had to turn in stuff to Laurie for all the marketing, and I've fallen in love with it. It's just been amazing, and it has helped me realize where I've been going, what my journey's been, and why some things happened the way they did. So this is all about moving past change. You know, we do lots of work that creates change in our lives, right? And the problem with change is a great thing. Change is a wonderful thing. But the problem with intentional change is it's very easy to slip back into old patterns because we haven't transformed the underlying reason why we do the things we do. So this book is about moving beyond change, moving into transformation. We want to, we want to use our platform here to give you tools this year, tools that can help you live a life of transformation so that wherever you are, you start to live your heart's yearning. You start to move into that yearning within you, whether you are 95 or 9. We are here to promote transformation. We're here to support you in change and then to help you move into that desire to do what your heart is yearning for, what your soul is yearning for. So we are looking at trying to create transformational experiences and to give you tools so that you can create your own transformation. And, we do that through instruction. We do that through inspiration. And then we do that through transformational experiences. So today we are looking at the 3 L's. Really looking at the first couple of chapters in the book, looking at the 3 L's, the laws that are universal, the levels of dimension, and love and its power to harmonize. We're looking through the lens of the unity teachings, through heart math, and through Edgar Cayce's work, which I've not spent a lot of time with, and neither has Kathy, as she has said, but I'm finding it fascinating. So it's time to pull the Edgar Cayce books off my shelves and maybe start to read more of it. We are going to work with the laws of cause and effect a little bit today, which are the laws that we create with, and then start to move into the laws of transformation, the laws that allow us to find the fulfillment and accomplish leaps in consciousness and creativity. So it's through the laws of cause and effect that we can understand our role in creating our own lives. We create most of our own life experiences. I know you've heard us say that before. And it's an understanding of why or how a situation becomes created. Have you ever asked the question, well, did I create that? Thank you. Our laws say, yes, you did. So it's also the laws of cause and effect operate through our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, and our actions. And there are 2 under what the MacLaughlin's have put together. And they believe that there are 2 laws of cause and effect. One is the law of begetting. Like begets like. So what we do to another will be done to us, not immediately and not necessarily by that other, but it will come back to us. Our actions will always be returned to us. The emotions we express will be expressed back to us, whether they are hidden emotions or emotions that we're aware of. Conditions we create for another will be experienced by us sometime in our life also. And there's often a time delay. The person who is the recipient of something I do may not be the person who returns the situation to me. A force through which feelings, thoughts, and beliefs we hold within ourselves become a part of our life experience. So those are the laws of begetting. And this law determines many of the actions, the things, the attitudes, and the conditions that are in our present life. So I remember how fast this works sometimes. In seminary, we were in class. It was not my favorite teacher, and I had been the quiet student, hadn't said much of anything. And he said something to another quiet student that triggered all sorts of underlying pieces that I was not very aware of yet. And I went off on him not physically. I went off on him verbally, called him some names, shut the class down. And he just sent us all home. And I'm going, oh, shoot, I'm going to get kicked out of seminary. Here it comes. That night, there was a social event for all the seminarians. And in that, we were all given a card with a word on it. My card said Ministerial Presence. So in seminary, there is a written and unwritten code that you are to have ministerial presence. You are to behave like an appropriate minister at all times. And everybody in the room who had been in my class that day just burst out laughing. I thought, okay, so I embarrassed him and now I'm embarrassed. How quickly does that happen? Does that law come into play there? So it happens, guys. It's going to come back to you. Then and the good stuff and the bad stuff, right? Then there's the law of attraction or the law of reflection. Like attracts like. So everything in our life is a reflection of some aspect of ourselves. Whether we know it or like it or not, it is a reflection of some aspect of ourselves. It includes conscious level. It includes the conscious level of our mind, as well as the unconscious level or the subconscious level. It operates to draw to us emotions and situations that reflect what we are holding within, including pent-up anger. It will draw expansions of anger. So if as a society, we've got a significant part of the society with anger that is being suppressed, it is going to draw anger to them. And when that starts to happen, that anger is going to bubble up, right? Any chance we're seeing any of that right now? Just a thought there. It's where our unknown feelings manifest. And we need to find some compassion and healing for that pretty quick here, especially now, I think. And as a society, I believe that COVID and the current politics are bringing to light all of those suppressed things. And the lack of compassion and levels of unhealthiness in our society all being suppressed within our collective subconscious. And it's time for it to be out in the light, to be there for healing. And then we have the laws of transformation. So as I become aware and consciously, very consciously make different choices in my life changes, right? But it's still easy to slip into those old patterns because the lens that I see through and act from has not yet transformed. I may have cleaned the lens so I can see clearer and make different choices, but I've not changed the lens. And when I do transformational work, I actually transform my lens, completely change them. I see things from a different perspective, and I don't slide back into an old pattern of behavior because I can't even see that anymore. The laws of transformation give us a bailout, the way out of difficulties, because we no longer see things the same. The laws that give us the opportunity in any experience to obtain a higher, more meaningful perspective are the laws of transformation. And they move us through our difficulties and bring fulfillment into our experience. They are the laws which seem to virtually change the past and to bring forth a new present and a new future. Science now allows us to understand better the changes that these laws create in our physiological, psychological, and electromagnetic systems as we start to apply them and use them more and more. Not only are there subjective changes in our feelings, our perspectives, our clarity and intelligence, but there's objective data of transformational changes in heart rate, blood pressure, and our respiratory system, our immune systems, and our electromagnetic spectrum that can all be measured now. And that is part of that heart math piece that has been brought into this research in this book. So our first thoughts when we talk transformation are the miracle type of experiences, right? We think transformation, instant transformation, right? The instantaneous healing, the light on the road to Damascus type experience. But transformation is usually much more subtle. It's the shift in a moment of stress and frustration to serenity, to beauty, and to clarity. So it is a shift of a moment. And it is removing, by doing that, by being able to shift that moment, we start to remove the chronic stress that has become debilitating in our society. It creates the ability to have a healthier, happier, more energetic, productive life, and a more fulfilled, sacred life. It is the moments of our lives that determine the capability, the quality, and the fulfillment we experience. The capability for creating that fulfillment that we want to experience so much. So during the next 3 weeks, we will be exploring the laws of transformation and the ways to activate them. And before we go into that next week, there's a little bit of a background piece here. Those of you who are not real studious may just go, I don't care about that, as we put a chart up here so that you can see it. But those of you who have been doing your study, your work, this little graph for me put some things together that made me go, that's where I've been, that's where I'm going, and this is where I am right now. And it was just sweet for me to look at that and to explore that. So there are dimensions of the laws. Mark Welch, one of the musicians that was worked with our kids so much and has been here, comes in about once, maybe twice a year, has a song that is, heart please open wide. Heart please open wide. Feel the love I have inside. And that's what these laws are all about. It's what every spiritual leader and teacher will tell you, that the heart is going to have to be involved in anything we do that is transformative. And each dimension includes the dimension that was under it or was preceding it. Similar to what we talked about in spiral dynamics, those of you who sat in on that class with Reverend Pat. So the laws of transformation are the laws that connect us to higher dimensional energy levels. So let's kind of start with the third dimension. We're not even going to talk about first and second dimension. So the third dimension is the physical focus, the focus on self. It's all about food, shelter, pleasure, and fears. It is ego-driven. It is dualistic perception, black, white, good, bad, right, wrong, winner, loser. The bottom line test of our spirituality in this is, does it bring transformation? Does it result in more effective, meaningful lives? Does it help us care for our families and friends? Does it manifest in our individual purposes in concrete ways? And this is the level most of humanity is working in, is living in. And we see that now, don't we? We see the black-white, the no in between, the no, could it look different? It is this way or it's that way. One is good, one is bad. And so we need to be aware that one of our teachings is everyone is doing the best that they can do, given the level of their understanding, their level of woundedness, their level of spiritual development, maturity. And so we hold everyone in light and uplift them to a greater awareness, right? A greater experience of the divine moving through that opens up their heart so that they can move forward. And we also know that they have to be fed, they have to be sheltered, and they have to not be struggling every minute of the day. So when we move from the third dimension up to the lower fourth dimension, we find that social consciousness starts to become awakened. We look at contributing to others' concerns for hunger, for the environment, for community. We start to realize that we are not separate, but we are interdependent, and we bear a responsibility beyond ourselves to the whole. And I would say most people who come in and stay in unity are working at least at this level. Then as we move on, we move to the middle fourth level, according to the MacLaughlin's, and I believe this comes out of Edgar Casey's work, that the middle fourth level is where we do a lot of our entry-level unity teachings at. We know from within that we create our world. It doesn't just happen to us. There is something, we participate in it. There is an acceptance of self and applying the laws of cause and effect, the laws of attraction, the laws of begetting. And we take responsibility for what we create, and we spend a lot of time focusing on our inner life, right? Our answers that the questions that we ask and the answers that we get from Spirit tend to be patience and have faith. Just have faith. Hold it in prayer. But it doesn't produce substantive. It doesn't produce really strong, solid shifts. It produces changes, but it doesn't shift the underlying foundation that we operate from. So the higher fourth level brings that experience of God or divine presence into a living, active, applied experience. Instead of shifting or changing, it creates transformation. It changes us at the core of our being. Jesus' quote, "I am in the world. I am in this world, but not of it," is a higher fourth dimensional construct. It allows us to see broader perspectives and gives practical steps to bring solution and effective changes immediately when we take it into prayer meditation. We take those questions in. The answers that we tend to get from Spirit are, do this, try this, actively do this, and we just know without knowing that that's our next step. There's no wishy-washy around or pray a little bit more about it, have patience, so it'll come, boom, it just happens. And Jesus demonstrated this as he would go up and look at somebody and say, heal. It was done. He didn't wait around. He didn't hold it in prayer any longer. He was prayed up all the time, but he didn't need to take that situation and just hold it in prayer. He knew, boom, and it was there. It was so there. And so it's interesting because I've watched unity come up through the last 3 decades. And I looked at the work that some of our congregants are doing and who they're working with. Dr. Sue Morter is working at this level and up. We have some of our IONS people, not all of them, but some of our IONS people are working at this level, depending on what their experience has been and what they have been willing to step into. They are at that level, a few of them. Adyashanti works at this level. Rachel Jane Gruber, who I've been doing Art of Feminine Presence work with, is operating at this level. And there's a significant difference between the third and that fourth level. And as I've moved through that, and I've moved through it while I've been in this church working, I feel that the expansiveness of my own personal spirituality has just opened up. I'm very clear about what's mine to do, what's not mine to do anymore, instead of going, what do I do? Now, technology-wise, I still go, oh, what do I do? But it comes lots faster. You don't get this, you make a phone call, and this is where the call goes to. Boom, boom, boom. So it all works. You know, it just happens faster. Life happens so much faster. The answers come so much faster. The little things aren't there to create unhealthy situations anymore. They are just gone. There's a whole different foundation from which I'm working from. And I know many others in the congregation who have been steadily working, are coming into that level and moving beyond it. And it's been a blast to play with them as they move forth and to watch this. So when you hear somebody say, oh, I've been studying with Dr. Mortar, Sue, Dr. Sue, and that, listen in, ask them some questions. See if maybe it's, if you heard them, likes attract likes, right? Our energy attracts the same energy. It's a reflection. So if you bump into them, they start talking about that, pay attention, pay attention. So the third law is the law of love. And in Unity, we call love the harmonizing power. It harmonizes everything it touches. So Kathy is going to be talking about that next week, and she's really excited about that. And I'm looking forward to listening to it. My invitation to you this month is to be your own scientist and be your own laboratory. You know, as I started taking those SEE classes way back when, I was the laboratory. I tested them because I didn't believe a thing anybody told me. I was from Missouri, and Missouri is the show me state. I'm not going to believe a thing you tell me. I have to see it in action. So I tested everything out over and over and over again. After a while, you would think I would learn, but no, I just kept testing. And I invite you, when you hear something, take it, study it. If you're not sure what to study, go through Amazon Smiles and pick this book up and spend some time playing with it. Ask some questions. Put these laws to the test and play with them and have some fun. Know that the thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and attitudes that we hold in our minds and hearts create our life situations through the law of begetting. It is easy to see that the way to change our lives is to change those thoughts and feelings. And remember, changing our deepest held defiant beliefs will take patience and faith and perseverance and maybe even some spiritual guidance. And that's why you have ministers, because we can walk with you and give you that spiritual guidance. If you're really struggling, if you're working with this and you're kind of struggling, send us an email and say, hey, can you talk with me a little bit? That's what we're here for. We are here to walk with you, not to tell you what to do necessarily, but to suggest, well, I'm telling you right now, you need to do this work because it's important, but to help you ask the questions. Sometimes we don't know what questions to ask. You know, sometimes we go to the doctor and we don't even know what questions to ask when they say something to us, right? And then don't you wish you had a nurse with you who could ask the questions for you? So it's the same thing. You know, if I'm going into a chemistry lab, I would want to have a chemistry major with me to ask the questions that I don't know to even ask. When I'm looking at what supplements to take, I want somebody who's a nutrition specialist because they could ask questions that I wouldn't know to ask. When you're doing spiritual study, take advantage of having those people who have walked the journey, who have studied the journey, and can help you ask the questions to move you in the direction that your heart's yearning is calling for. And to be able to transform a moment is a goal that has been the focus of religion, philosophers, and wise beings for ages. It is through the laws of transformation that we accomplish this change. And we will explore some of those laws during the next 3 weeks, starting with the law of love next week with Reverend Kathy. So open your hearts up, be ready to come full of love and ready to learn more about how the law of love helps us transform our world, our personal life, our inner world, our microcosm, and the macrocosm. Have a blessed week, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us.
The next song is a song I wrote called Be the Song. As I sat in prayer one day, asking questions of my God, why is this world torn apart? Why is hatred filling empty hearts? A message came which seemed to say something different, something odd. It wasn't deep or very long, it just said, be the song.
I wasn't sure I'd heard it right. It didn't sound quite whole. There's so much turmoil everywhere, so many people in despair. I wanted darkness turned to light with an answer for my soul. I asked for more, it's not a lot, and this is what I got.
Be the song that I sing, be the joy a simple smile can bring, be the hope, be the love, be the miracle from up above, be the hand in the hand that lets all souls know they belong. Be my voice loud and strong, be the song. Now I'm not one to sermonize, but it's becoming clear. I think that I have found a way to turn the nighttime into day. Let's all together realize it's up to us to hear. With all the different melodies, we'll have such harmony. Be the song that I sing, be the joy a simple smile can bring, be the hope, be the love, be the miracle from up above, be the hand in the hand that lets all souls know they belong. Be my voice loud and strong, be the song. Be a father,
Be a mother, be a sister,
be a brother, be a friend,
be a lover, be a shoulder,
be a cover,
be a teacher, be a helper,
be a harbor, be a shelter, be the song that I sing, be the joy a simple smile can bring, be the hope, be the love, be the miracle from up above, be the hand in the hand that lets all souls know they belong. Be my voice, loud and strong, be the song. Be my voice, loud and strong, be the song. Be the song.
Be the song.
Be the song. Be the song.
Thank you so much to everyone who has supported this service, to Laurie, who has just become amazing, maybe found a new passion, and to Dennis and Jeannie and Arne, and all of the others who've just been the chaplains who hold all of this in prayer every week, all week long for us. And let us do our prayer for protection together. Ready? The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. And wherever you are, God is. And so it is. Amen. Have a blessed week. Hope to see you in the Zoom garden if you're on here Sunday morning, and hope you sign up for some classes with us. Blessings, everyone.